What if the difference between being broke and being wealthy has almost nothing to do with how much money you make and everything to do with how you think? Not your salary, not your zip code, not even the economy. The patterns running silently inside your mind right now, patterns most people never even notice, are either building your future or quietly dismantling it. Financial behavior doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your brain. Research in behavioral economics and neuroscience consistently shows that the way we handle money, how we spend, save, invest, or avoid it, is driven by thought patterns. Most of those patterns were installed before you turned 12. They came from what you watched, what you heard, and what you were taught or not taught about money growing up. And here's the critical part. They run unconsciously. You're not choosing them. They're choosing for you. In this video, we're going to identify 6 of the most common broke-minded thought patterns. For each one, I'll give you a practical cognitive upgrade, a mental rewire that you can start using today. Let's get into it. The first pattern is short-term thinking. It's the voice that says, I need it now. I deserve it now. I'll worry about later. Neuroscience calls this delayed discounting, the tendency to overvalue an immediate reward compared to a larger future one. And our brains are naturally wired for it. It kept our ancestors alive. But in a modern financial environment, that same wiring keeps people permanently broke. Every impulse purchase is your brain choosing present comfort over future security. The rewire is simple but powerful. Replace the impulse with a 48-hour rule. Before any non-essential purchase, wait 2 days. That gap creates space between your emotion and your wallet. Most of the time, you won't even want it anymore. The second pattern is a scarcity focus. The habit of scanning your life for what's wrong, what's missing, what you don't have. Here's why this matters financially. What you focus on consistently shapes what you pursue. If your mental default is, I don't have enough, you'll subconsciously avoid opportunities that require confidence, risk, or belief that something better is available to you. Scarcity thinking is self-reinforcing. The brain finds evidence for whatever you tell it to look for. The rewire? Start a daily evidence practice. Each morning or evening, write down one specific piece of evidence that abundance is present in your life. Not affirmations, evidence, real observable proof. This trains your reticular activating system, the brain's filter, to start noticing opportunity instead of lack. Pattern 3 is victim language, and most people use it so often, they've stopped hearing it. I can't afford that. Money doesn't come easy for people like me. The system is rigged. Now, some of those statements might feel true, but here's the problem. They're statements, not questions. And statements close doors. Questions open them. Robert Kiyosaki said it plainly. The poor say, I can't afford it. The rich ask, how can I afford it? That single word shift from a period to a question mark activates the problem-solving brain instead of shutting it down. The rewire. Every time you catch yourself using a closed statement about money, convert it to a question. Not, I can't afford that course, but how could I fund that course if I decided it was worth it? The brain will start working. It always does when given a good question. Pattern 4 is comfort zone addiction. And it's the most socially accepted form of self-sabotage there is. It doesn't feel like fear. It feels like contentment. It tells you, I'm fine where I am. Why rock the boat? Why try something new and risk looking stupid? But financial growth requires new skills, new environments, new risks. Every wealthy person you admire went through extended periods of discomfort to get there. Not once, repeatedly. The problem is that the brain reads unfamiliarity as danger. That's physiology, not truth. The rewire? Implement a weekly micro-challenge. Something small, slightly uncomfortable, outside your normal pattern. Cold outreach to a professional contact, a skill you've avoided, a conversation you've been putting off. Micro-discomfort builds the tolerance for the bigger moves that change your financial trajectory. Pattern 5. Negative money beliefs. These are the deep-seated convictions about money that feel like facts, but aren't. Money corrupts people. Rich people are greedy. In our family, we were never good with money. You have to work yourself to death to get ahead. These beliefs don't come from nowhere. They were absorbed from religion, family culture, class background, media. And because they feel like moral truths, people hold them tightly, even when they're destroying their financial lives. If you believe money is evil, consciously or not, your mind will sabotage every attempt to accumulate it. The rewire. Trace the belief to its source. When did you first hear that? Who said it? Was that person right? Then consciously replace it. Money is a tool. Tools are neutral. The outcome depends on who's holding it and how. The sixth and deepest pattern, identity mismatch. This is when your financial behavior is actually consistent with the story you tell about who you are. People like me don't invest. Wealth is for other types of people, not my background, not my personality, not my world. James Clear writes in Atomic Habits, every action is a vote for the type of person you believe you are. If your identity says, I'm not a financial person, your behaviors will reliably confirm it, no matter what strategies you try. The rewire isn't about what you do first, it's about who you decide to be first. Start a daily identity statement practice. I am the type of person who manages money with intention. I am someone who builds wealth steadily. Say it, write it, act on it, even in small ways. Each small action revotes your identity. Now you have 6 patterns, but knowing them isn't enough. You need a system to actually interrupt them in real time. Here's the 3-step reprogramming protocol. Step 1, awareness. You can't change what you can't catch. Start simply noticing when a broken-minded pattern is running. You hear yourself say, I can't afford that. You feel the impulse to buy something without thinking. You shrink from an opportunity. Notice it. Name it. That's pattern 3. That's the victim language firing. Step 2, pattern interrupt. Once you catch it, disrupt it with a physical or verbal cue before the pattern completes. This breaks the neurological loop. Some people snap their fingers. Others say a word out loud. Stop, reset, switch. Whatever creates a clear break between the old thought and what comes next. Step 3, replacement. Now install the upgraded thought, deliberately with emotional weight behind it. Don't just think it, feel it as true. The more emotion you attach to a new thought, the more rapidly the brain begins to encode it as default. Repetition is the mechanism. You're not trying to think differently once, you're training a new default. Consistency over weeks will begin to shift the patterns that took decades to build. So, which of those 6 patterns hit closest to home? Was it the short-term thinking, the victim language, or that identity mismatch running so deep you didn't even know it was there? Drop it in the comments. Seriously, There's something powerful about naming it publicly. That's the first act of awareness. And if this video gave you something useful, hit subscribe, because this channel is built around one idea. The gap between where you are and where you want to be financially is smaller than you think. It just requires understanding what's running under the surface. One final thought before you go. You didn't choose the thought patterns you were handed, but you can choose what you do with them today. That choice, made consistently, with intention, is what separates the two types of minds we talked about at the start of this video. Start the rewire, one pattern at a time. See you in the next one.